The Chicago Bears schedule is here. It's finally here. Is it Super Bowl or bust now?
Hey, now.
Or is that putting bad juju vibes?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Just because certain things in the schedule make this much more appealing than last year. I got to hit the pause button on that.
Oh, no, I've already seen it. I already saw Super Bowl bound, and I said, whoa. Stop with the let's win 10 games first.
I call that a Twitter reaction for the clicks. That's all that is.
Oh, that's why I almost did it. I was like, yep, Super Bowl. Let's see who can click on my stuff. I almost did it, but I was like, nah, I have to be myself and be realistic here. Rookie quarterback and new offense coordinator, and it wasn't a team that dominated last year, so we can't say Super Bowl because you got to get through the Lions and Packers first. So there is no Super Bowl.
Gotta knock those Packers games out, which, hey, not too bad to have a change of pace from recent years where part of the schedule, Green Bay's now back half of the season. For once.
Yeah, that was my first reaction because normally it's week 1 usually or
maybe they've been kicking us off with them first thing first or like the first 3 or so games. They now week 11. I wait till week 11 to play them.
I know, but that's okay because then it gives the Packers a chance to they're either good or they're going to be struggling. So at least we can see what we got. And at least it allows this offense to try to find themselves before that happens.
It does. I do sense some football god scheduling tactics here where I think the NFL is, and maybe I'm being a little cheeky on this, maybe they think both these teams are going to be competing for some sort of playoff positioning, if I do say so myself. As some people have said in years past, the NFL is better when Chicago's doing good and when the Green Bay... Well, it's just me now. Anyway, here's how this is going to go. Green Bay being scheduled late in the year. I'll be honest with you. Again, football scheduling gods right here, ladies and gentlemen. I fully believe they did this in case they're going to flex that... Week 18 game. You see, it says TBD, and credit, that's generalized for the flex schedule, but it's definitely setting something up for a team that me and Steve, whenever Steve gets back in, or if this has to end and I have to bail, is set up so that we get to see a potential playoff clinching match. Maybe, fighting for more than just a wild card. As you guys know on here, I do think that it's a wild card berth that the Bears can get. 10-7, that's the goal here. And this schedule very much sets up the 10-7 setup. No doubt about it. No doubt about it with that whatsoever. And again, helps that you have the third easiest strength of schedule in the league, mind you. Oh, hey! He has returned. He is returning. Anyway, though. Third easiest strength of schedule helps a ton. Oh, I know what happened. He's got that fancy smancy camera. Didn't stay on. He'll be on momentarily, though. But third easiest strength of schedule compared to the entire 32 teams. Only easier ones in the league are New Orleans and Atlanta. And again, these are all based on last year's 2023
Bear with
records.
me here.
Yeah, we're hanging in there. I'm carrying the load. Don't worry. I'm talking through this a little bit. They're actually tied strength of schedule wise with Carolina. Funny enough, they play Carolina later this year in week 5. So going to be that game is going to be talked a ton about the trade for DJ Moore and the draft picks and how now it's converted to Caleb Williams and how Bryce Young got picked up in this and where Carolina's at after this trade session. A lot of storylines this season. But yeah, getting all squared away. Oh, there's the set again. Looks like you're back from purgatory.
I told you. How embarrassing.
Hey, it could be worse. I could have left and the show could have just ended.
This will get no views.
Shh. Hey. It's okay. It's okay. We got a schedule to talk about. I don't think I don't think someone wants him to talk. It's not me. I swear to God, I am not doing this. I have no control of this studio. This is not me. Anyway, let's go through the rest of the schedule here. So, kicking things off this season against the Tennessee Titans, not too bad of a matchup to kick things off for the year. Tennessee's still figuring a few things out. Obviously, Will Levis getting himself under his belt. So definitely not a solid start, solid Kickstarter, palate cleanser for a rookie quarterback and, rookie signal caller for this team. Well, not rookie signal caller, but, new signal caller in Shane Waldron to kick things off. Also, I think a reasonable matchup for the defense to kick the season off too. But the Bears definitely get one that I think Tennessee, they're looking for a new and fresh start. So be it. Not too shabby. Then, honestly, the front half of the schedule, it's kind of funny how last year we're seeing a similar kind of aspect where it's mirroring 2023, where we're getting kind of these hard matchups to kick off the year right out the bat. Week 2, Sunday Night Football against the Houston Texans. And credit, I think Chicago is going to be a much better squad than last year, so bear with me. But talk about it putting us through the ringer right away with the AFC South matchups for sure. Again, that Houston game Sunday night, it's going to be electric. They've already hyped it up as kind of like two of the future budding stars of the league. One with Caleb is being mentioned already, and of course with CJ Stroud. Then we go and we get to host the Indianapolis Colts, who honestly didn't do too bad. We wonder what would have happened if Anthony Richardson would have stayed healthy last year. This is a roster that's going to put up a fight, and the Bears are going to have to be ready to play. Same thing week 4. They got to go travel to Los Angeles. The Rams, recent years against Chicago, pretty easily have had their number. But this is a game I think that'll be a lot more fascinating on paper, and we'll learn really quick what Bears team we have going in through 4 weeks. Then Carolina's week 5 matchup, the media darling game, the one where we're going to hear so much about the trade that sent DJ Moore, the trade that sent these draft picks, the trade that helped get Caleb to Chicago. That'll be talked a ton on October 6th when we go to Carolina. Then immediately following that, heading on to jolly old England, heading over to play the Jacksonville Jaguars in our home stadium over there in Wembley. Let's be real, though. Bears fans abound in the UK. It's one of the top. Bears are arguably one of, if not the top team out in the UK and in the territories of London, or England and co. They're going to get quite the contingent of fans. Should be fun. And then luckily they get a bye week right away to recover from jet lag. Smart move, of course, for the NFL scheduling gods. Then followed up by 2 home games to just kind of kick things off right away out of the bye with the Washington. I almost said it. I almost did it. With the Washington Commanders, of course. And we get to see JT Daniels and see what he's all about. Or Jaden Daniels. That's going to be a fun game. I think he'll be super electrifying. And it's 2 rookie quarterbacks that are going to really pop off. And I think are going to be making quite the storylines this year. Following that up, we're going to head over and have another game over at our words. We're going to go and play the Arizona Cardinals, which actually, that's a game I think I should be able to attend, mind you. So keep that in mind. Also, I have mixed this up. White means home, red means away, or orange means away. Bear with me. But I get to go and, I get to possibly go to a game here in my own city, which hard to believe. I've been waiting to see if the Bears could come out to Arizona, and I'm going to get that chance this year. It's going to be super freaking sweet. Then New England, battle a lot of rookie QBs. Again, it's almost like the scheduling gods just lined up really well. Get to see Drake May take on Caleb Williams this year. And then finally, week 11, playing Green Bay, as we kind of hinted at to kick the show off. Again, it's been so common in recent years to see Green Bay be the leadoff for a lot of these matchups. I'm so used to seeing them within the first few weeks of the season and then getting our teeth kicked in at the end of the year. It would be kind of nice to get a bit of a change up, kind of build out, see what we've got, and then finally take on what really is our first milestone for any Bears season is beat the Packers, for God's sake. You got to beat Green Bay. That is the minimum standard you have, is beat the Packers. And then it's the frickin' divisional gauntlet. They backloaded the division this year hardcore after week 11 onward. Week 11, Green Bay. Week 12, Minnesota. Week 13, Detroit. Then we got San Francisco. I can hear you.
Did I miss anything?
Oh, I'm just talking schedule, man. I'm about halfway through it.
Yeah, we went from like 20 viewers to 1 because of my fucking...
It happens, man. It happens.
Now, you're a tech guy. It's not only the camera that goes out, it's my microphone also.
Your whole thing went out?
Yeah. So now I got the old camera set up.
Well, okay, so I'm curious. Is your camera, so does it have, like, what? Let me ask here. What kind of camera do you have, and is it connected to a wall outlet? Or do you have to have a battery?
Computer.
It's connected to your computer? Well, I mean, what's powering it? Your computer?
Yeah.
Really? Interesting. What, is it a DSLR camera?
What does that mean?
I guess let me ask, what camera do you own?
This is great radio right here.
You might want to, you can bail off the schedule file. I want to see the camera. We'll talk a moment more about this in a second. I'm just trying to help you out on the screen. Show me the box. Okay, is that like a Canon?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a Canon.
Yeah.
All right, so here's my advice. I would get an independent, like, power cord to power that camera, and then run whatever your cable is to get it to the PC you're doing right there. So, like, for example, what I use, I've got like a little converter box that goes into the battery slot that connects to the wall outlet for my Lumix. And then, what are you using to send the video to your computer? I'm using a Elgato capture card.
Nothing.
So how's it connected to the computer?
I have a cable connected to my computer that connects to the camera. That's the power, like I do with my other one.
Okay.
Instead, it's the webcam mode.
Try powering the camera by itself with like an independent, like, it's not too much. It's like, I think $10 to $15 is what I paid for.
Well, I have a battery for it. I just haven't.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I would recommend doing a battery and then plugging in the USB, because what's probably happening is I don't know if your computer has enough juice to power that camera.
Motherfucker.
And also send the stream.
Dumb Apple products.
It's okay. It's a simple fix. You'll get this fixed.
Now you see my messy bookshelf. Motherfucker.
I don't know. Hey. Actually, good sir, I think the bookshelf adds to the set.
This is the worst stream, I'm telling you right now. Whoever's watching still, God bless you, because...
Call this a test for your new set. How about that? Does that sound good?
But the weird part is then it shuts off my microphone. So is that because it's trying to power the camera and then it just...
I don't know. Okay, now I got to ask, what's your microphone connected to? Is it like directly in the computer, or what do you have?
Well, it's the I have a pod track Zoom thing, like an actual.
Oh, okay, then yeah. I don't know why that would shut it off, but
now it's connected to the computer, so it's connected to the computer, so I can talk on the computer.
Yeah, I would try and just independently power your camera with something that's not your computer.
I can also plug this into the wall to turn it on, and then plug in another thing so it comes into the computer. So the power's coming from the outlet. I just
I
been
mean,
lazy and just plugging it in.
you could. I would leave the mic is probably fine. I think that's fine. I think it's the fact that your Nikon or sorry, your Canon camera is probably I don't think that's going to be a very good way of doing it because remember it's trying to extract the video file, the video stream and also power it at the same time. So
Mm.
you're I would recommend either you charge your battery and put it in, or like I said, I can send you a link for something like it. But like I said, I bought like a freaking adapter wall plug-in like piece that I use for my Lumix that it goes directly into the wall, plugs into the battery mount, and it turns on and stays on. You don't have to work it. It just is like a stationary camera at that point. So it's a $15 investment that is going to be definitely worth your money and probably will not lead to that shutting off midstream.
I'll have to do that. All right, whoever's still watching, God bless you. This has been the worst podcast episode I've done since I started.
Well, tell you what, you want to hit a reset technically in here and just want to talk the schedule?
Yeah, let's talk about the schedule. Where's my? All right, Zach did a good job.
I got down to the divisional stuff and then also was a goof and mixed up the colors for the coding.
Yeah,
But
I stole this. I don't care who knows that I
it's
stole
okay.
this.
It's okay. We understand. I understand. I understand. I would have used the same thing. I'm not holding anything. My final thought was, look, they backloaded these divisional games like crazy this year for Chicago. It is.
Oh yes,
I talked about Green Bay, but like after we said that, and I took a second glance coming into the show with the lead in here. My God, they wanted to put him through the ringer at the
it's
end of the
kind of
year.
like it's kind of like they said, "Hey, Caleb Williams, you're supposed to be this great quarterback. We're going to sprinkle in some good games at the beginning, get your feet wet, and then at the end, let's see what you're really made of."
Yeah.
Kind of thing here, because that Titans game, I hate to say it has to be a must win, but like you can't serve another game like that. Like I'm not saying the Titans are horrible, but a new head coach, you lost Derrick Henry and company and everything. It's set up perfectly where I think it's even prime time. I think it's like Sunday night football. And that's set up to where I think it's a must win. And it sucks to say that for a rookie quarterback, but you have to start off on the right foot because that Houston, it ain't the old Houston, Texans that we're all used
No,
to
no.
seeing. That's going to be a tough one where you got to get some momentum from that first game and try to see if you can't pull an upset. Um, Texans aren't Sunday night football. Sorry, Houston Sunday night football. So it's like, hey, you got your normal game at Tennessee, then welcome to prime time of everybody's going to be watching you. And even the Colts, like that's a tough game. Rams are a tough game. But then you have winnable games with Carolina. I know the Jaguars, they're hit or miss. They're either spot on good or they're to shoot out.
Mm-hmm.
Bye week, get to recover yourself. Then it's another must win against Washington. Like you have to, new head coach, new offense coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury. Like that's a must win game right there that you've got to pull that out. Arizona, we have no clue what they're going to look like. I
Nope.
thought they had a really good draft. They had a lot of
Well,
draft
you're
picks.
gonna, in at least depending on how the season goes, you're gonna have a healthy Kyler Murray. Their draft was really damn good, too. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yes,
Well,
yes, and it's all going to be about Kyler Murray. Like, how does he play? Is he dominating that game? Is he not dominating that game? It's just going to be that one. We have to wait and see because if they're struggling and the Bears sort of are clicking on offense and they can continue their defensive ways that they did last year, woof. Because there's a
yeah.
lot of question marks. Like, you know, Arizona's a question mark. New England Patriots, question mark. Minnesota Vikings, is JJ McCarthy starting at that point in time in November because they have Sam Darnold? Does JJ McCarthy come in and start? So what are they going to look like? We already know what the Lions are going to look like. Jared Goff got his big deal. They're bringing a lot of people back. They had a decent draft. I even say San Francisco is a question mark. Are they going to be as dominant as they were?
Well, you wonder what their if they hit their ceiling or not last year. So it is a roster that I think has some aging questions that people have brought up. You know, another year trying to get a Super Bowl run. Can they do it again? Will they be good enough to do it again?
Right.
Will they be healthy enough to do it again? Because clearly, in Kyle Shanahan's history, consistent playoff berths are usually rare to come by.
Right. And people want to talk about Shanahan being on the hot seat because he's not winning the Super Bowls, which I find incredibly dumb because you're getting there. Like, I understand it from a certain spot, but how dumb is that? That he's winning games, winning that, and they're already talking like they talked about it last year as soon as he lost. Like, he's got to be fired. And I'm like, why? Like, I
You
don't know
tell
about you. I
me.
personally would trade. I would trade competing to get to the Super Bowl every year.
I would trade it. I would trade for the fact that I at least get consistent success, and I'm at least in that conversation every year. Is the thing, you know, that's hard. And I think the thing is, you see a lot of people that are, they look. It's the next step. Well, they haven't gotten the ring. Is the deal, you know. But that roster is a question mark. I think in terms of how much longer can it sustain a top level. And again, I do wonder what that roster's health will look like by the end of the year. Now that being said, it is the 49ers. They're going to be hard out, but we'll know what the Bears are like easily by week 14. Is the
Right.
thing. We'll know fairly reasonably by then what we're expecting at that point. I'm excited for that though. I think it's a good gauge for the future. All things
Absolutely. And
being,
then
yeah.
Seattle to me is a question mark. No clue what they're going to look. We'll know at that point, but like as of right now, today, I have no clue if they're going to be competitive or not. And then you end it with Green Bay. And
Mm-hmm.
again, Green Bay is like half of a question mark. Like if you drew half of it, because I thought they weren't going to be as good last year. And somehow, some way, they pull some magic and become decent. So when you first play them in November, that'll be a true test. And then are they healthy? Are they not healthy for both teams? So this schedule is like all over the place because it's winnable games, it's question mark games, and it's super tough games. But I also think that's great for Caleb Williams and company because they can ease into some games. They have competitive games to see where they really are at. And it also has the competitive games, especially the NFC North, because I like the Lions. I almost bought a Lions shirt yesterday. I'm sitting there like I need to buy one, but then I'm afraid I'll lose my Bears card if I do that. Um, I think they're the new Lions and they're going to be competitive, but there's also that part of me that's like they're the Lions, so are they going to continue the dominance? But I think they will. I think it's the Lions division to lose, and so I
It
think it's
still feels
Lions
that
pack.
way.
To me, it's Lions, Packers, Bears, Minnesota in that order, which sucks. Now, Minnesota, you can easily convince me to put them above the Bears just because they have more consistency than in recent years. But with new quarterbacks, with Sam Darnold and JJ McCarthy, um, not a great draft, maybe. I can't quite remember. JJ I thought was a great pick, but outside of that, they're the same. And so I think it's that. But the Bears on paper look like they could compete with Green Bay and the Lions. But also with the Houston Texans week 2, is CJ was that a hit wonder with CJ Stroud, or is he going to continue? Is he going to have a sophomore slump? He's got some weapons. I don't know. It's a lot of question marks. Like last year, I could have told you what their schedule. This year, whew,
Mm-hmm.
I have no clue.
I do think that one. I'm very fascinated by the week 2 matchup. The storyline. I mean, the NFL in terms of storyline already is pumping this up. They've already called this game the next generation matchup in a way.
for
Credit,
that week
it's a number
for that
one
week
overall
two.
pick. You know, Yeah.
Who was ever still watching, God bless you, because those technical difficulties killed me.
You'll live and learn. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, man. Here's something I love about this schedule. If you're an NFL fan, coach, is it puts the top picked quarterbacks, like all of them. We're talking within the first 10 pick or first like 10 or 11 picks.
Hmm.
Think about it.
Hmm.
The Bears are playing them. Got 2 times against McCarthy. Credit, that's division, but still, they're playing. And keep in mind, playing Jaden Daniels and Drake May as well this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Storylines abound. I'm telling you right now. The McCarthy one alone is going to be did one team get it right? Although McCarthy, who knows if he actually plays? They're making it sound like he is going to be sat for a season,
Well,
at least until Vikings fans revolt at Sam Darnold, and then he's forced into play.
well, I think they have to say that because they brought Sam Darnold in before that. So I think to keep him happy, they have to say that. I see JJ playing at some point because unless Sam Darnold turns into the Sam Darnold that we've seen glimpses of and does really well, but overall, like if he plays like he has been, I mean, he's bounced around team to team for 1 year contracts. There's a reason for that. I feel like the Minnesota Vikings are kind of like the Bears when they had Andy Dalton, kind of like one of those things. You have Andy Dalton, then you have Justin Fields, and then Bears fans revolted, and then Dalton got hurt, and then it was like, here you go, your time to shine. And I feel like that's what's about to happen with Minnesota.
Could be. I mean, the NFC North is an exciting. Really, it's going to be an electrifying division. I think. I still believe you in the sense that, to me, Detroit is the top right now. Yes, they did split last year with Green Bay, and I think Green Bay is very much moving on the up and up. I mean, hell, they split with Chicago for God's sake, too. And I think Chicago is also that way. But I do think Detroit is the most polished of the 4 squads. But
Right, right.
but this is like one of the best years where I can like go in and be like, man, the Green Bay and Chicago game should be fun. I hope. And
Should be fun.
I didn't buy that last year. So a lot of people bought that last year, and I was like, really? And sure enough, they weren't. This year, I think they should be fun, Steve. I don't see a reason they can't be good games.
I mean, they should be.
Winnable games. Wins.
So that's the thing. I think I asked you this last time, and I'm going to ask it again. Is that first Green Bay game they have to win, or just to be in it, like come down to a final moment?
Do you have to ask me? It's always have to win. It's Green Bay.
All right, so let me re-ask this then. So let's say it does come down to like a final moment, like it's back and forth, we're very close, and either let's say they win on a field goal. Let's say Green Bay wins on a field goal. You're right there. It's in the final 2 seconds of the game.
Okay.
We're mad because we lost, but would we feel better? Let's say the Bears have a winning record at that point, or they're still in the playoff hunt. Do we sit there and say, okay, that was at Green Bay. We were right there. There's some mistakes made, but it took them to the final moment. Do we feel better do we feel like not okay, but like we can understand it and then say, okay, let's keep rolling. And then when we bring them to our place, we feel a little better, especially if like Caleb Williams plays well.
I think it would be there's no like consolation prize in football, but it would be the closest thing, only because recent years of Bears Packers matchups have been abysmal, and even last year it was hard to watch both matchups, mind you.
Right.
If it's close, like look, if it's close and they're in a playoff hunt week 11 afterwards, I mean, hell yeah, I'll feel better about that. Like, hey, keep building and fighting your way to that point, and then try and finish the job on your own turf and clinch on your own turf. Make it sweeter.
Right.
Do them dirty like they did to us last year at the end of the season.
Oh, I'm still so mad because going into the year, I said Jordan Love will be And God damn it. Like, how do they keep doing this?
I don't know. And that's the thing that burns me is I'm with you. I didn't buy Love either. I thought it was like, yes, finally, this will be the first time in 30 years that Green Bay will have to like solve the QB puzzle. And in reality, they've been 5 steps ahead all along. It's because it's Green Bay. Somehow they've continued to go and make sacrifices to keep the quarterback streak a flowing.
Oh, I know. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. I'm still pissed. He even kicked me off Twitter. That's why the views aren't coming in. So I had to reset it live for Twitter. Like, this is just a debacle. I need to quit podcasting. This is it.
No,
This
don't
is the
give up.
final episode of the Coach Steve
Oh
show right
no!
here.
What are you? Don't give up. What are you doing? You're crazy. Just get a wall. Just get a wall or a plug-in charger for your camera, and you'll be okay. You
So,
got this.
where did I put the fucking camera? I can't reach it. I was going to look at it, see if I could. Can I plug the camera into the wall and then also plug it into my computer?
I mean, do you have a? How do I put this? I mean, does it have a USB port?
It came with this thing to charge it, but I don't know if it's the same plug-in.
Hmm. You got this.
Got it. Damn it. I'm going to give up.
Don't give up. Don't give up. You have any other thoughts on the schedule?
Oh, let's keep talking about that while I investigate my
While you
fucking
investigate
camera.
this cable.
So, I said this. I'm going to ask you this. Is week 1 a must-win?
Week 1, I think to get on the right path is a must win. I think it is a very winnable game to start the year. If anything, I just want to say like change a bit of the trend and sure, Chicago won week 1 of 2022, got off to a hot start and surprised San Francisco. But look, just start off on the right foot. Like Tennessee is a winnable opponent. They are a team in transition right now. Brand new head coach. Will Levis, young sophomore QB. I don't fully believe he's going to blow up, but I'm in the belief that a lot of winnable elements here that Chicago could take advantage of against the Tennessee Titans. And primarily, I think the roster is better than Tennessee's right now. It's all about coaching. Put it together and start the season off right.
The reason why I say is that a must win because Greg Braggs put it out into the Twitterverse, and he said I'm going to die on this hill and say it's a must win, and he gave his reasons, and I thought about it, and I agreed with it because if you lose that game, Houston's going to be really tough. The Colts play super tough. Like, I don't care what people say.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking practical points here, it's just like last year. They have an extremely tough first 4-game stretch again. Indianapolis is no slouch. With Anthony Richardson behind center, like remember what he was doing before he basically knocked himself out of the game, for the season with his own injury woes. Guy's a freak of nature. And they're defensively, Indianapolis ain't no slouch either. They're just like they were when Eberflus left. That culture is kind of stuck on that defensive unit. They're scrappy. They fight for the ball. You name it. Don't mess around with Indianapolis. That first 4-game stretch is important. I think it's to get the right foot. And I do agree with Greg. If you're talking the fact that the other 3 games on the in front of you after Tennessee are Houston, Indianapolis, and LA, more so that Houston and LA are on your schedules. And again, as you were setting your camera up, I said this: LA matchups against LA with Chicago have been nightmares in recent years. There's been no reasonably close game against the Rams in the Matthew Stafford era against Chicago.
Oh yes, it's
So, and they got to go to uh they got a head they got words. You know, they got to deal with going to Los Angeles.
how dare you talk wrong with my perfect technology working the entire time.
Oh, you.
I think I figured it out, but now I got to shop.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Guarantee it.
Um, Now Los Angeles, they're looking pretty good because they are bringing back Stafford. He'll be healthy.
Mhm.
Now we do have Cooper Cup. That or not Cooper Cup. The fuck? Who did we get? Keenan Allen.
Yep, we grabbed Keenan Allen from the Chargers
Well,
in free
see,
rebuild
I'm all
trade.
flustered now.
Well, it wasn't against the Rams. I mean, you thought he was with the Rams. You thought it was the Rams, didn't you?
I just looked at blue.
Well, that's not gonna do it. Reset. Look, Cooper Cup, Puka Nakua are the main targets on that Rams squad. They did a
Oh,
they did a solid job, I thought, in the draft. But also the fact that the Rams last year, and this goes to a gentleman I follow on Twitter that follows the Rams pretty heavily. You know, say a super fan, if you will. You know, a lot of people thought they'd be down and out. It'd be rebuild season for 2+ years. Well, 10-7 last year, within one good drive of beating Detroit. They're gonna be scary. I think they'll. I think a lot of people put them up there as being the guys that could upset and take San Francisco's spot in the NFC West.
yes. Yep. I 100% agree. Sorry, I'm shot. See, this is a clusterfuck. All right, I'm refocused. Here we go.
This is a weird show for me. I have never
This
seen
is
anything like
raw.
this.
This is raw and uncut. This is why it's fucking live. This is the truth of podcasting that nothing ever works. So you guys out there that are judging me, fuck you, because
Oh
this
my
is.
god. Oh my god.
So what do we think the overall Bears like? It's hard. I hate doing this part because we don't know what the Bears look like. All I've heard is that Caleb Williams is actually looking pretty good in the OTAs and stuff, like
Yeah,
on the
I've heard
football.
similar, or I've
DJ
read
Moore,
similar.
yeah, DJ Moore is like praising him. Keenan Allen's praising him. Cole Kmet likes him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more curious. We have to see what the O line shape up is. Obviously, I'm super excited to see Swift run the ball and do his athleticism stuff there. We still have Herbert, I believe, so like that's still a good um, extra piece there. I think
Yeah.
that I have a mission here. It won't happen this weekend, but I want to go back and watch like the Seattle offense to try to compare to what we might be able to see. Hopefully, it's trade shifts and a lot of motion stuff. Um, and I'm hoping that Caleb Williams really develops into that play action type of passer because I think he has a strong arm. So if we give him some play action, able to read it, do those things. Um, I've seen all over the place. I've seen where the Bears are going to be below 500. Some are saying 12 to 14 wins. Like they are really looking at the possibility of the Bears 12 to 14 wins. And I'm not ready to jump quite onto that bandwagon, that type.
No, maybe not
Um,
yet.
but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to have 10 to 12. Like to me, that's a good high point. A low point is 8. And I don't know if 8 will keep Eberflus's job. Also, have you seen more support for him now? All of a sudden?
I mean, I think they do because of the end of the year. That's kind of it's kind of plus not to mention there's a lot of goodwill around the fan base. Honestly, Steve, you know how I think you know how our fandom is. You know, good stuff's happening and we live in the moment. Stuff comes up. The draft was freaking sweet. You know, free agency was freaking sweet. We ended the year, back half of the year, and like ignoring Green Bay, that loss to Green Bay that was pretty winnable. Freaking
Mhm.
sweet. So I think there's just a lot of goodwill in the fan base right now, and Matt gets that little bit of a buff. Reality is, if things turn sour, say example, and maybe Greg didn't mention this, but I imagine he's got this thinking is they lose to Tennessee, that fire Matt conversation comes right back up. I think I'm telling you
Right.
that Titans matchup is very winnable. I really do believe they should beat Tennessee week 1 and start the season off right. You start off cold again, trust me, that combo with Matt will come back really quick. It will
Mhm.
not. They will not waste time. That I know. You know damn well if they lose week 1. All right, Matt's on the chopping block. Let's see what we got. And it's going to keep getting worse if they don't get wins to start the year, just
Oh
like
yeah.
last year.
Would they decide to fire him? Or are they still going to stick to the Bears?
Oh, they're going to hold on. They'll play the whole year. I have little faith that they are going to fire a coach mid-year. And by the way, I don't. I am just telling you what it's going to react. Matt, to me, you know, I've talked about Matt Eberflus. I have not exactly been confident in him, but I'll give him credit. Running the defense last year did wonders. So perhaps that will be what determines his status of him staying or leaving. Is it him continuing to progress the defense in the right direction?
Right. Because he's still calling the defense, correct? Like he said, that's still going to happen.
I believe so. I haven't seen anything to say otherwise.
Okay. Because
Which I
he
mean
probably
that's
knows.
what
He
makes
probably
or breaks it to me is, you know, it's what was the big sell last year as he took over and things immediately changed in that department.
right. Sorry, I'm messing with the screen. Now the screen won't work. You see
Oh
what's
my
going on
god.
here?
Dude, you're like melting down right now.
This could be your show now.
I mean, I can always step in till you fix your computer. But I don't have the set. See, that's the
Fixed
thing.
it.
I have no set. It's just me. I mean, look at this.
Fixed it.
You could see the light switch.
You could see my bad bookshelf.
No. I told you. The bookshelf makes it look like it's a set.
With my book. Do.
See? You can even advertise the book. What is this episode anymore?
I don't know where
What
to
have
put
we
it.
become?
There. Oh, see.
It's falling apart too.
No, there we go. There we go. See. Fuck, I'm gonna lose like 100 subscribers.
No, you won't. You're just saying this to see if you'll get a rouse out of me now.
But hey, I did get this book.
Ooh. Yeah.
I have a lot of books. I just want people to know that. This is books, and for kids that don't know, there's Blu-rays and DVDs if you don't know what those are. The first two shelves are books. The rest is DVDs and movies with extra books because I ran out of room.
Oh my god. Nah, keep the bookshelf in the set. It adds to the set.
Yeah, I'll put my book right here, see?
And then I'll eventually build out this room to be an actual set someday.
Well, I had to get this picture in that says coach so people know that I'm actually...
Of course. How would they know you're a coach if you didn't put the coach?
I'm obviously a coach because I'm going to tell you this right now. Coaches are not good with technology, and today proves that 100% that we are not good with it.
Where's my video guy? Why is he not here to solve my problems?
So in Illinois, there's a thing you've probably heard of it. Huddle. Huddle is where we watch.
Well, I use Huddle in high school, dude.
Well,
that
I
was
did
like, yeah, that was where my film might still be out there on Huddle, for God's sake.
Well, I keep forgetting you're young. When I was in high school, my freshman year and sophomore year, we used VHS, and then slowly into my junior, it became DVDs.
Oh, geez. Okay.
You had to drive and trade film with coaches, like meet them halfway and trade.
Oh, God.
And then I think
Yeah.
in 2011 was the first time I was like, what is this? What is this huddle thing you're talking about? And so we have huddle. And then in Illinois, you have a thing called huddle sideline. I don't know if that was around when you played, but it's around for years now. It's Wi-Fi connected to the huddle. You have an iPad on the sideline. The plays are immediately coming there so you can watch them. So a play happens, it comes, boom. That thing is the most pain in the ass thing ever to set up. And it's the most pain in the ass thing when it doesn't work and you're scrambling, like, where the hell's the huddle sideline? So I've tried to mess with it. There's 50 wires. And so exactly what you said, anytime it goes bad, I'm like, I throw the iPad, I'm like, I don't care. I'm not the tech guy. I have no idea. Us coaches don't understand it. Because you have an end zone camera connected to it, you can see that. You have the side, and when one decides not to work because the Wi-Fi or this or that, or you're too far away, because I run up and down the sideline like a maniac, and it's too far away, then it stops working, and you're like, well, throw the iPad up. So this stuff right here, be lucky I know how to use this microphone at the end of the day, because I don't understand any of it.
You're doing pretty good. Just, plug in that camera separate of everything else on
I
your
have a question
computer.
for you after the podcast, because I think I figured it out, but I don't understand.
All right. All right. All right.
If the screen's working, the old camera still works. My book's here.
All right. Let me ask you this. Is that old camera connected to your computer?
It is. That's where I'm confused.
I'm telling you, I think it's just the other camera just is a little too powerful.
Because the old cameras I've been using for like 4 or 5 months now. It just plugs in here, boom, ready to go.
But is it like a webcam or is it like a camcorder?
No, it's a camera, but like it's that camera that's handheld where you can pull the side and like
Yeah, it's a camcorder.
yeah, it's a camcorder.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try and answer your questions.
All right, well, do we think the Bears can get to 10 wins?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, that's it.
I'm going to
That's
very
it.
adamantly hold yes. If you want my opinion, I think they can get to 10. I think that they split division games between all three of the opponents this year. The honest take, I think they'll go 3-3 even in the division. I don't see them sweeping any opponent.
No. I would love to see them beat Green Bay twice, but I will be happy with one.
Yeah, I don't see them doing it. I think they'll get one on Green Bay. I think they'll get one on Detroit, just like last year. Minnesota, I say split. Right? It depends on how much Kevin O'Connell's got that team up to speed.
This will be a test for him.
Yeah,
I think he's a good.
No Kirk Cousins to lean on.
No Kirk Cousins. You don't like. I think he's a good play caller, offensive guy. Obviously, he's been a good head coach. I know he's had Kirk Cousins, but still good coach. This will be the ultimate test for him. I thought it was the ultimate test for Green Bay last year. Like, you're going to have to coach now. You don't have Aaron Rodgers to lean on or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And they did it. For Minnesota, it's going to be on coaching and exactly how they can get that quarterback spot up to speed. How's the offense going to look for them? Because I saw another good thing for the Bears. I know last year, I blame everybody. So when things don't go right, I'll still blame everybody. I don't care if the quarterback throws for 400 yards. Like, there still be something. This year, I don't think we can blame the quarterback spot as much, and we can't blame certain other things. This year will be solely on coaching and the development of Caleb Williams, for sure.
As it should be.
Right, yeah.
As very much should be. Yeah. No doubt about that.
Did you see our boy Justin Fields? I don't know if this report's true or not. He took reps at like kick returner and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd seen that around. I don't know if I mean, maybe they did. I'm kind of wondering what they're going to do with him because, it does sound like they're adamantly stuck with Russell Wilson being the guy to start the year.
As they should.
And, I mean, to be fair, they should. Not to mention they're getting Russell for cheap, and Russell didn't have a bad year last year. He just got stuck.
People forget
he got
that.
stuck with a coach that didn't like his play style, and eventually time ran out. Is the thing. So yeah, I mean they're gonna look. I hope Justin isn't a kick returner. I don't think he is, but not looking great to start from
No,
some of the
David said
early.
by receiver reps, and
Right. Like it's looking like they want to try and use his athleticism rather than him being a QB.
which is smart, but
You know.
but what are these experts going to say? Because all they said, people have said he's a running back at playing quarterback. And now I never fully went that far. I just said he's an athletic specimen playing
Mm-hmm.
quarterback. I never went. I might have just stirred the pot, like, oh, not bad for a running back, and just did it to be an ass, which is what I do. But I never truly sat there and said he could be a running back, right? Like I don't believe in that. Like
Hell yeah.
the only one you could maybe say that to, and I'm a huge fan of this person, was Tim Tebow, just because he's a huge physical freak.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Justin Fields is an athletic guy just playing quarterback, in my opinion, not a
Right.
running back, just an athlete, right? So, what are the experts now that are Justin Fields that want to marry Justin Fields? I would truly believe a lot of these ESPN, Fox Sports News would marry him. What would they say about that? I guarantee they go along with it, saying, "Oh yeah, he's an athlete; he should be doing that." But
I think what will happen is like any media darling that gets put into a new position and is kind of left to die until Justin gets on the field and kind of works his way into earning it again. Honestly, best comp I've got, and it's not even like 100% the best comp, but it's the closest thing I got is Baker Mayfield. How
yeah,
everyone was obsessed with Baker, or at least was obsessed when he was in Cleveland. He gets thrown to the curb and goes to Carolina. His looks like his career is in tatters after he goes to the Panthers. Then gets a spark in LA and goes over to Tampa Bay last year. And even then, some people were talking about it, but they weren't talking about him like they
right,
were in Cleveland.
right.
Fast forward to maybe halfway, 3/4 into the season. Baker Mayfield's back on top. His stats are killing it. People love him again. Fast forward to the end of the year. Oh, look at him. He got a playoff win over the Philadelphia Eagles. Fast forward to his contract extension. Look at him. He's back on top again. You got to work
Yep.
your way back now. Justin
Right.
had it to start, and it's because he's athletic as hell. But I think he's in that media stage for a lot of these guys from ESPN and Fox right now where they're not going to pay attention until he earns it back and either starts in Pittsburgh or goes somewhere else and lights it up, which is kind of where he's at in his career. Like, hey, it's your final stretch of your rookie deal. Like, people have said you're not a good, I would say NFL like quality passer. You're great at, again, I'm going to say this so people don't throw it off. We've always said on the show, you're great at throwing the deep bomb, but can you read the field?
And that answer is no.
And the answer's been no for the most part.
Consistently.
So,
Consistently.
consistently, yes, consistently. And so that's what he's got to do. He's got to prove it. Now, does he get that chance? What's that?
Did I just compliment Justin Fields?
You kind of did. You said he sometimes does read the field well. That's a step above recent years.
Do I have a fever? Okay.
No, it's the camera. It's the camera not working.
I'm just going to take this camera and chuck it across the wall, to the wall.
It's the camera not working. That's the problem. It jumbled your mind. But that's where he's at. I think he's not going to get any serious coverage unless he's starting in Pittsburgh and or more likely getting wins in style in Pittsburgh is the thing.
Yeah, if Russell starts not looking good,
they'll look at him. Yeah.
Be prepared. All right, so Bears are going to get 10 wins hopefully this year. They compete for the wild card. Hopefully Coach Steve has a better camera set up next time for this fucking
you will.
Worst podcast of all time.
You will, or I'll come and hunt down this camera setup and I'll make it work, damn it. We'll make it work.
I'll save the camera stuff for after. Anything else we missed?
Nah, I think we're good. This was a show.
This is the definition of raw and uncut.
This was
Raw
a
and
show.
uncut. All right, Zach, thanks for coming back. We'll keep up with Bears news as they come out, as we get to camp stuff and we get to see a little more of what we got. I'm very motivated to try to go and see it live, but I just haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Oh, I think you should. Go to House Hall. Have a good day.
Do you think Greg Braggs can get me a pass backstage?
Ooh. How tight are you with them though? That'll be a
He has not
test.
answered my tweets because I critiqued his pass blocking video, and so
Well,
I said, "Don't open up your hips," because I'm a jackass.
you live you learn, man.
All right. Well,
Live
thanks
you learn.
for whoever watches this and made it all the way to the end. You are the MVPs. God bless you. See you guys on the next one.
Thank you.